Welcome to episode 94 of your almost weekly Concealed Taco Dudes podcast episode.
Yay!
Woohoo!
Your sort of weekly show.
Yeah, almost weekly.
We're consistent.
Consistently almost? Almost consistent?
We're almost consistent.
Yeah. Well, tonight we just have me, Taco, and
me, Jason, with Concealment Solutions.
And so, speaking of Concealment Solutions, let's hit some sponsors before we...
Wow, we're going to start with
we're gonna
Concealment
just
Solutions.
dive right into sponsors.
So last episode, I mentioned that I had some knuckles. Brass knuckles, although they're not brass. I'm still trying to come up with a name for them. Lee over at Heart of Texas Metalworks calls them the Hitty Pitty.
The Hitty Pitty.
Which I don't really love that name. It's a little too.
Ooh, that's pretty pokey.
Yeah, they're very pokey.
Yeah.
Which it's a small set of 2-finger knuckles
and the ears of the dog.
The design is inspired by Henry, the shop dog. He is not a pit bull. He's a Staffordshire Bull Terrier, and so his ears fold forward, but the knucks have cropped pit bull ears because that just makes more sense for what they were for.
Yeah, you could call it the pooch puncher. Except you're not punching pooches.
The Henry hitter?
The Henry hitter?
I don't know. Anyway, I got the first batch. There's only 5 of them. Is all that he had ready to go. But I still don't know. I haven't paid for them yet, so I don't know how much they're costing me.
Oh.
And I keep asking him. And we'll get to it.
I was going to say, you should be generous enough to donate one of these to the 100th episode extravaganza.
I could probably do that. I'm going to make some holsters for them also. So you can wear it on your belt if you want.
Yeah. So where can they find this or look at it?
Well,
do you have it on?
I haven't put it on my social media yet. I just got them yesterday. I didn't have time to do it, to take any pictures. Well,
that's got to be frustrating for the listeners. You're talking about something and they can't see it.
I told them all I had were prototypes, and I was waiting to post pictures when I had finished product. I just got the finished product, and if I hadn't have left the shop at 2 o'clock to go ride my bike, I would have had time to take pictures.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you actually punched someone with this, it would mess them up.
Yeah. They're made out of billet aluminum, and I think it's 3/8 inch thick. So they're smaller. The idea behind this, the inspiration was for the girls, my girls, my wife, my daughter-in-law, to have something small enough that they could keep in their purse, maybe attach it to their key ring if they wanted to.
Dude, that would be a little bit big on a key ring.
Not for most women. But you're right. But the option's there. Just something so if they're, walking to the car late at night or whatever, they can just slip it on their hand and have it just in case.
Yeah.
Because it would be very effective.
It would be.
So I'll get pictures up very soon and hopefully have them on the website with pricing and stuff like that. Other than that, I think I mentioned it last week, chest harnesses are
you doing them?
They're in production.
Oh.
So I haven't bugged her. She told me it would be a couple of weeks. This is the second week. So by the end of the week, if I haven't heard from her, I'll just check in and see where she's at on them. But
who is she?
I found a woman up near Ogden that has industrial sewing machines. She does piecework and stuff like that.
Oh.
And I gave her, she put together some samples for me so I could see her work and see if it was going to meet my standard.
Yeah.
And she does great work. And so I'm really happy that we were able to continue to keep everything not just in the US but in Utah.
Yeah.
I like to keep
local.
I like to source my materials and everything as close to home as I can. So those will be coming soon as well. Hopefully I'll have the first ones by the end of this week, and I'll hurry and get them on the website. And yeah, a lot of people have been waiting a very, very long time for these, and I think they're going to blow the doors off of anything else that's available because of the design and the fact that it will incorporate.
So this is like one of those like chest holster, like hiking.
Yep, sit right in the middle of your chest, and you'll be able to angle it however you want.
Will it work? Like, is it?
It bolts right onto a Cobra holster.
Okay, so if you have a Cobra holster.
So then that's the nice thing about this design. Everything else that I've seen, and I haven't done a ton of research. I really don't look at what other people are doing very much.
So do you make a Cobra 500 mag holster?
If I had a 500 mag mold, I could.
Okay.
That nobody makes. I can't buy a dummy gun. I haven't been able to find one. And I'm not going to go buy one.
I think you need to buy one.
Jeez, maybe. But anyway, the cool thing about this is it is not a dedicated chest harness. So if you already have a Cobra holster, it will bolt right onto this chest harness, or I'll have them as a package deal on the website once I get them. So you can buy a Cobra holster that's got the quick clips on it, and it'll come with a chest harness also.
I might need to demo one of those.
Okay.
We're gonna be taking the scouts, the young men's group, for a week-long high adventure.
Where are you going?
We're going to the boulders.
Oh, cool.
You know, just in case.
There's bears out there.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah. What are you going to carry in it? Your 500?
I don't know. I have all
your 500 with the 10-inch barrel?
And just all of a sudden I develop some back problem.
Yeah.
Feels like I gained like 10 pounds on my front side.
I can't stand up straight.
No, I don't know. I don't know what would be. I have probably a lot of good options for bear guns.
I think for around here, because we're a moose and a black bear. Those are the two things that we've got that are concerns.
I haven't seen any moose in the boulders.
They're there.
Okay.
But a 10 millimeter would be adequate for either of those. Yeah, I've seen somebody take a moose down with a 9 millimeter.
Oy. That would not be a caliber of choice.
With the right load, it's perfectly fine. Look at it.
All right.
With a good hard cast bullet to get maximum penetration. Yeah. Yeah, 10 millimeter. There are people that tout the 10 millimeter for grizzlies. I don't know.
Well, I'm saying the 9 mil because you said someone did it with a 9 mil.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I would say that's not the caliber of choice.
Oh no, it's not. It's not, but it worked.
So
yeah,
I'm thinking I might just do like a 44 mag.
Yeah.
But I think the barrel is really long, so I'll have to
I'm sure.
Yeah, I'll have to.
You have a hacksaw.
Bring a couple. Maybe you should come over and we'll pick out which one you think would be good for.
Sure. 44, would be more than adequate for anything.
Yeah.
You'd have to worry about.
Or maybe even 357.
Yeah. Again with the right load.
Yeah, a nice hard cast.
Mm-hmm. In your air weight.
Yeah, in the air weight. No, I've got that 8-shot revolver.
Oh yeah.
And that Smith.
That
would be like
probably
the one that
could be a good one.
Although I do have that other holster I got from you.
The Cobra drop leg?
The drop leg.
Yeah.
It just rides nice on that. But we'll be doing some backpacking and stuff, so it might be nice to
have it on the
chest. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Wearing something on your hip with a backpack is a little challenging.
Yeah.
Although
that rides low enough, it should actually be fine.
Yeah, except your waist belt's going to go over the top of the buckle. Press it into your side. I wouldn't think that would be super comfy.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, I got options.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Let's just go backwards and talk about mag holder.
Okay, mag holder.
The finest mag carrier solutions out there. It's what I use.
Horizontal
mag carriers. And the new design, which isn't available for every model that they're selling, but for, I think, the most popular ones, they are ambidextrous. So you can flip the belt clips around and run them either direction, which is really nice. The super well engineered. I love them. That's what I use.
Yeah, I've got it for my Glock 19.
Yeah. They're slick. And I didn't mention my discount code. Use the code Show Me the Candy. I'll send you some swag and you get a discount at the same time. With mag holder, use the code Get in the Van I Have Candy or
Mag Holder Mama.
Mag Holder Mama, and that'll do the same.
And it's MAMA.
Yeah.
not M-O-M-M-A.
Which
Yeah.
mom is spelled M-O-M.
Yeah. We should tell.
I understand the confusion.
Yeah.
But either way, you'll get taken care of.
And also, if you want your gun to have that extra little snap to it, or pizzazz.
I like pizzazz.
Pizzazz.
We talked a little bit about snappy guns last week, too.
I haven't made it through that episode yet.
That's okay.
But, yeah, so...
Black Ice Coatings.
BlackIceCoatings.com.
At BlackIceCoatings.com. So, nobody should send anything to Black Ice Coatings for the next couple of weeks.
Why is that?
Because I'm giving him a project that's going to take priority.
Oh, is that the bike?
Yes. I did my last ride just a few hours ago on my single-speed mountain bike before I strip it down to the frame and all the nuts and bolts and take it over to Black Ice Coatings to get hydro-dipped, and I'm even going to have him Teflon some stuff. And yeah, so I'm super excited about it. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. And originally I was going to do my regular, I've got a Salsa Timberjack is my main trail bike, but I thought a single-speed mountain bike is just weird and quirky anyway. And it doesn't get as many miles as the other bike. Plus, I don't bike pack with it, so I'm not hanging bags all over on it. So the job that Lee does on it will hold up better, and it'll just be more of a head turner also. So I'm super excited. So don't send Lee any work because he's too busy right now.
All right.
But use the code SLICKERY when you do, or just say it because it's fun to say.
Use a coupon code SLICKERY and say, I demand a discount.
Yeah. Make sure you follow him on Instagram and Facebook. They do some incredible work, and it's really cool to see what people bring in to have hydro dipped and the crazy stuff that they do. So, and what I'm doing is going to be pretty wild.
Awesome.
And I'm excited.
All right. And also, don't forget to check out
Utah Air Guns.
Utah Air Guns.
UtahAirGuns.com. Man, they have the best stuff available for air guns. I mean, the guns that they carry, they're on the cutting edge of what's hot, and that's where you should go. If you're looking for an air gun, there's no reason to go anywhere else.
And what coupon code should they use?
Air Candy.
Air Candy.
If you use the code Air Candy, you get free shipping and some free turret stickers, so you can dial your gun in quicker once you figure out where those stickers go.
All right.
Which I've yet to do on mine.
Oh, jeez. Okay. I want to say this about Utah Air Guns.
Okay.
So I have several now.
As do I.
And I was out with the scouts, and a couple of them, and I pulled out my FX Crown.
Okay.
And I said, hey, this is my air gun sniper rifle. Because it has a really long barrel and with a silencer on it and a fancy scope.
And a big scope. Yeah.
And so I pulled it out, and then I found a snail on the ground. And so I picked up the snail, ran it out to about 30 yards. And then I said, watch this. And then I sat down, and boom, first shot blew the snail to pieces. And their eyes got really big.
Wow.
So, to a kid, you call it a sniper rifle. Then you pull off that. Then it's like, that is a sniper rifle.
Nice. Did you let them shoot it?
Not this time.
Wow. Look how cool this is. Don't touch it.
No, we're planning on having a little activity over at Utah Air Guns.
Oh, cool.
Take the boys over. I just need to stop by and schedule something, but I've been running ragged with work and everything else.
I've taken our boys over there a few times. They keep wanting to go back.
It's fun.
It is.
They do, and the funny thing is, they know it's cool, but then they don't know how fun it is until they actually do it. And once they do it, then it's like, oh, this is freaking awesome. We got to do this again.
Yeah. So a few weeks ago, when we were up at my brother's cabin, and I was shooting with my family, and my wife was shooting, and she made the comment. So I asked her, I don't think I mentioned this, is why I bring it up, but I asked her, so what do you think? She's like, that was kind of fun. He's like, it was like being at an old shooting gallery. Yeah, it is.
Well, it is, yeah.
There's no recoil, there's no noise, you don't have the smell of the gunpowder and stuff like that.
Well, that's something I really like.
I know.
I really like the smell of, like, gunpowder in the morning.
Yeah.
Or the afternoon or evening.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
What about mid-morning?
Trail Boss is not quite as pleasant to smell. It's like got that ammonia smell, you know. But Ramshot Tack.
That's your favorite.
Yeah, H110. It's got a peppery smell.
It's gonna be the new taco cologne coming out this fall.
H110 Magna.
Nice.
Get yours today. But yeah, anyways, Utah Air Guns, they sell the coolest air guns.
Well, and they'll build you what you want too.
You can customize it.
Yeah.
Because when I got my Crown, I told them exactly how I wanted it.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't care for like a fancy wood stock. That polymer, it's like a fancier polymer though.
Yeah.
That FX stock. I got that, and then a certain length of barrel, and then the little moderator.
Yeah.
And yeah, that thing shoots so good.
Yeah.
It's
FX makes some fantastic stuff.
Yeah. Anyways, so
cool. So check out Utah Air Guns at utahairguns.com. NOE bullet molds.
Yes.
We are in the NOE studios. We know that because of the billboard with our logo on the building.
And I was going to say, I know a lot of people have been looking for certain molds and they've been out of stock.
Yeah.
I just walked down the hallway to see which ones he has been running.
Uh-huh.
And there's quite a few. So if you just keep checking.
If you've been waiting, your number might be up.
There are still some, if you're looking for a 300 blackout subsonic heavy bullet, they do have some of the Tumble Lube Groove taco bullets. The one I designed is 225 grain bullet. Mm-hmm. I just ordered another because I wanted to have one for each hand. You know?
So really what you're saying is it's your fault nobody can get it because you keep buying it all.
Well, I'm saying that last time I checked, there were like 4 or 5 or 6 in stock. So
okay.
But I know my neighbor, he ordered one of those too. So yeah, get one while you can.
Get one while you can.
And use coupon code FLT001.
I have learned that it doesn't matter what you're looking for right now, whether you're in the gun world, in the bicycle world, at the hardware store. If you are looking for something and you see it, you should buy it right that second, or it won't be there for much longer.
Yeah.
It's crazy how everything is out. Just for our bike team, we just put our order in for all our kits. We got 130 kids on the team.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. Oh, they might not be here till mid-September, even though we ordered them before the deadline. You know, the first race is in August.
Okay, I have heard that bikes are sold out like everywhere.
Oh, bikes are ridiculous. Yeah, but this is their kit. You know, their shorts and their jersey.
Oh, like
because of materials.
Stuff.
They can't get the materials to make them. I'm like, oh my gosh, who would have thought?
Yeah, who would have thought if you have mandatory no work policies
we've run out of everything,
and then Uncle Joe hands out all this money and says, oh, you can have all this money.
Yeah.
There's nothing to buy with that money because no one's working and making stuff.
Yeah.
Except China.
Or well, only recently. China's, yeah. I mean, everybody was shut down. So, yeah, with bikes, like my wife, we're trying to get her a new bike, and it's like, might be 2023 before we can get what she wants.
Yeah.
Anyways. Crazy. Anyway, yeah.
Check out NOEbulletmolds.com.
And if you got it in stock, get it. Don't think about it, just get it.
Put it in the cart and then check out. Don't just leave it in the cart.
Don't leave it in the cart because somebody will take it out of your cart.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we have some listener feedback and quite a bit. Some of these might take a while because there's some good questions.
That's okay. We haven't done listener feedback in quite a while.
Yeah, we haven't. Okay, this one is, we have a couple Daves. This one is from Dave W. And he says, in regards to weeks when it was hard for the core group to record a show, Carl should fill in these slots in a solo recording where he covers the news and throws everyone under the bus in creative ways. His sub-series would be titled Lone Ranger.
I'm all for it.
Yeah, that sounds great. Let's see what Carl says about that.
Yeah, we will forward that to Carl.
Okay, and Dave S., he says, a mass shooting at an apartment complex was stopped by a good guy with a rifle. And then he had a link to a Timcast video on YouTube where he talked about that.
Huh.
So, yeah, there's some guy who he had a rifle and he just started shooting at people and stuff, and someone he killed, I think, one person, and then they were able to get him.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do we know what guns were used?
Oh, I'm not
rifles.
sure. 2 rifles probably.
Yeah.
And then, he probably got shot by an AR-15.
Probably. I mean,
but
yeah.
Anyways.
Well.
Then Troy W. says, dudes, while trying to verify a rumor that 3 new primer manufacturing plants were being built, I came across a Forbes article dated May 6, 2021, titled Antimony, the most important mineral you've never heard of. I would beg to disagree. I've heard of that mineral quite a bit.
Yeah.
But anyways, he says, I found it very interesting and I thought I'd pass it along in case you had not seen it. I remembered you don't like links, so happy searching. So anybody who wants to know about antimony, then search for a Forbes article.
We don't get any indication why it's important. I don't know what you use antimony for.
Dude, antimony, I talk about it all the time. Tin and antimony.
Oh, that's right.
Bullet casting.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
I had heard it, I just couldn't place it.
Yeah. All right, and Andrew B. Now, this is a really long one with lots of questions, so we'll have to maybe take each question at a time or something.
I'll take it.
I think Jason is just pulling out his drink and leaning back. Andrew B. says, hey guys, just found this podcast. I live a stone's throw from NOE, and Taco helped me out with the 223 casting project a few years ago when I was making YouTube videos about it. Glad to know there's such a cool community of shooters and bullet casters nearby. I had a question I was hoping you guys could answer. For seating gas checks on my cast 223 bullets, I'm using the Lee push-through seating die. I think he means sizing die. I powder coat the bullets, size them to 225 without a gas check, and then run them through the sizing die base first with the gas check on to crimp it in place. This locks it onto the gas check shank very well, but also tends to bow out the base of the gas check so it's convex. I generally run the bullets through again nose first after that to help flatten out the base, and that helps, but I'm still not ending up with what I would consider a flat and square base. I have to think this is affecting my accuracy, but if I try crimping the gas check on with the push-through sizer by sending the bullet through nose first, it usually makes a horrible non-concentric concave base in the gas check that thins out around the sides. It's almost like the shell holder base that pushes the bullet through the die is a little bit undersized compared to the sizing die tunnel. What can I do to seat the gas checks in a way that keeps the base really flat and doesn't ruin the concentricity of the bullet? So one question I would have for him, and he could always email back and provide a little bit more information, was, is he powder coating or is he using traditional lube? Because that does matter a little bit. So I mostly powder coat my bullets, and I've had people ask whether I powder coat them first
or after the gas check.
Yeah, or put the gas check on and then powder coat over that. And what I've told people in the past is that if I plan on shooting them through a silencer, then I will crimp the gas check on first, and then I powder coat over, and the powder coat helps keep the gas check on.
Right.
But if I'm not, then it doesn't really matter if the gas check falls off. I don't believe they fall off, but I would hate to have that hit the suppressor, and then cause the bullet to yaw or something, and then get a baffle strike or something.
Right.
So what I usually do, there's a cool tool that NOE makes, and it's probably out of stock, but I would definitely keep looking for it. But it's called a gas check seating die, and it has a little bit of free float to it. And what it allows you to do is to use the top punch and you can squeeze the gas check onto the base if it's like a tight base. And that's what I use to seat the gas check, and then I run them through the push-through sizing die to crimp it on. So
there's an additional step that you take.
Yeah, and I found that if I can get it like seated squarely, then I have better results when I push it through the sizing die. It'd be cool to see kind of like some pictures of what it looks like, and so if you want to, Andrew, if you want to send me more details, I can answer that better. But I don't know if that's answered it good enough.
Yeah.
But I was just actually seating some gas checks on the Taco bullet. It's the 225 grain. I cast some extra hard. And when you use like an alloy that is harder with higher tin and antimony content, then you get, the bullet actually comes out like larger. And so I cast it hard, and then I powder coated it, and so getting the gas check on, it like will not go on without help. And so using that gas check seating die, I use that to seat it nice and firm and square, and then I pass it through the push through sizing die to crimp the gas check on.
Right.
And I'm going to be hopefully doing some AR-10 kind of blasting, heavy bullet blasting loads with that. With my little AR-10 pistol.
Nice. Cool.
So, and then he says, oh yeah, one more question. I use the NOE gas check expander to widen out the mouth of the gas check before putting it on the bullet. Makes a world of difference in how easy it is to get it on the gas check shank. But it's kind of a pain to get the check off of the expander after running the press. Is it supposed to stick on pretty hard like that? Or is there a trick to getting it off more easily? This is with the 22 cal copper Gator gas checks. Thanks.
Let me take this one. I don't know.
As with everything, lube makes everything come off easier. No, I don't know.
Oh, you don't know either?
No, I don't actually use that product, the gas check expander.
Oh.
So instead of expanding the gas checks to fit on the gas check shanks, I use the gas check seating die to shove that thing on. So okay. I don't know if that would help you out or not, but I would assume that just the nature of your, trying to shape that tiny little gas check, it's going to stick on the expander. So I don't really have any tips, so sorry about that. But I don't know, maybe a little lube.
Sure, why not?
Might help.
A little lube makes everything better.
Yeah. All right. And Bendy
One
writes
of our
in,
favorites.
Yeah, our most flexible listener. He says, hey dudes, have any of you reloaders tried the WCT, world's cheapest trimmer, from a company called HMR? They look interesting, and I noticed that Mad Dog Weapons is selling them for their cartridges. Just thought that maybe Taco had tried them. Thanks for the podcast. So I can't remember on the world's cheapest trimmer if it works the same way as the world's finest trimmer, both of which...
I'm going to say it doesn't.
Both of which you kind of mount in your drill.
Oh, yeah,
and you use that for the motor. And then I believe it trims off the shoulder. So... You size your brass, and then it knows how much based on the shoulder, and it's probably adjustable too.
Yeah.
What I'm not sure about is if it also chamfers and deburrs as it trims. Like I don't know if it has like the little tri-blade.
Cheapest, so
yeah, so I don't know.
Probably not.
But I will say that those do work, but you got to make sure if it works the same way as the world's finest trimmer, then you just got to make sure that you don't get any of the little shavings in the trimmer where on that shoulder part, because that. If you get any type of...
it throws everything off.
Yeah, it throws your trim distance off, right. And then it doesn't do what it's supposed to do.
Makes sense.
And so I don't know if you get better luck, having it horizontal or vertical, when you trim. But I know that... Okay, so world's cheapest trimmer is probably way cheaper than, say...
The world's finest?
Well, there's another one called Girard.
Uh-huh.
It's G-I-R-A-U-D, okay. I believe. And they make a tri-way trimmer, which works, I believe, similar to those other two that I mentioned. But it has 3 blades, and it trims, chamfers, and deburrs all in one step.
Wow.
So
why isn't that the world's finest?
It actually is. No, so I have the motorized version of that one, and they're really expensive, and I had to save up for it. But I freaking love that thing. But if you only if you don't reload for a ton of different cartridges, then you can buy their tri-way trimmer, and you just use the drill as your motor.
Okay.
And so,
I would be a little apprehensive to buy anything that has world's cheapest in its title. That's just me.
But you can either get the world's cheapest or the world's finest.
Right. Or the Gerard.
Whatever.
They should have just named him Dave.
Yeah. So, I don't know if that helps at all, but those trimmers that trim based off the shoulder, they do work. Yeah. They are probably not as exact as, say, the ones that, you chuck it in and then it trims off the overall length.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Now we have one from Rodney M.
Ooh.
Rodney says, "Hey guys, love the show, and I have listened since episode 1 of the Gun Dudes."
Wow. I believe I know Rodney.
And he says, yes, brain damage is a real thing. At least he's coherent enough to type an email.
Yeah. And recognizes that he's been damaged.
Yeah.
And this isn't coming from his lawyer either, so that's another plus.
All right. And he says, I'm working on a Polymer 80 in 10 millimeter.
Nice.
PF45. It is flat dark earth lower, and the slide is a stainless Lone Wolf Alpha Wolf.
Nice.
I'm trying to decide on a color for the slide, as I'm planning to send it to black ice.
Rodney, you have to wait a couple weeks.
He says, I'm trying to decide, or he says, I'm not after pink pigs. Oh, dang, I was about to say. Flying pigs, pink pigs. He says, I'm more of a basic guy, and yes, I will be ordering a holster for it from Concealment Solutions. And a couple for my other guns, like my wife's XDM 10 millimeter. Thanks, guys.
Nice.
So what goes really well with flat dark earth?
My 9 millimeter compact Polymer 80 is also flat dark earth, and I just did a black Teflon slide.
So you did bitone?
Yeah. Yeah, I think if you try to... Here's an issue.
Yeah, if you try and match
colors,
it'll be off.
Never going to be perfect.
So it's better to do a contrast.
Contrast is always better. Yeah. I think even...
It's like ARs when you get like a different brand of like flat dark earth grip and stock.
Yep.
And you're like, it's so close, but
it's
not.
Exactly. I think an OD green would...
So green and tan?
Yeah, I think that'd work. They're both earthy.
On mine I did black slide and the green lower, and it looks pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, you can't go wrong with black. And if you Teflon coat it, you're going to get black, and you're going to get it slickery. And I did the barrel. I think I did the barrel in flat dark earth.
Oh.
So there's some contrast inside and out.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, I don't know. That's hard to go wrong. Do you want to dip it, or do you want to just Cerakote?
Oh yeah, because you could dip
it,
and then you have like some like cool patterns.
Cool pattern, yeah.
But if you go Cerakote, it's probably going to be one color. Yeah. Or if you go Teflon, it'll be like, I think there's 3 options or something.
Yeah, you could do a battle
What about
worn. He does a great battle
he does
worn.
do good battle worn.
But if you did that, you'd want to do the lower also.
Yeah. But if you do the lower, then you have to FFL send it or whatever.
Because it doesn't have a serial number.
I wonder how that paperwork would work for that. I don't know. Give Lee a call at Black Ice and see what he recommends too.
That's kind of a gray area.
He's done enough guns that he will know what looks good.
Yeah.
But flat dark earth. I think for me, like a dark brown, like a dark mud brown type. So you got it like a light brown and then a dark brown. Yeah.
That could be okay.
I think that'd be cool. You just don't want to drop it in the mud, or
you won't
be able to find it.
Yeah. Like I said, if it were me, I'd just do black Teflon. That's what I did do on mine.
Yeah. Okay. And Brutus writes in.
Killer name.
Yeah, Brutus. He says,
Brute.
He says, "Greetings, Concealed Taco Dudes. Always enjoy listening to you guys. Stan's son-in-law's AR-10. I had the same problem with my AR-10. Fought it for over a year. Tried all the things Stan tried to get it to run. Even wrecked a barrel by modding the lead in. Ooh, ouch. Yeah. With no luck. So I was about to start partying it out when I thought of one thing I hadn't tried yet. I bent the feed lips of my metal mags up a bit, and that solved the problem.
Really?
I haven't had a misfeed since. Keep the faith, brothers."
That's really interesting.
Yeah, I wonder what kind of mags Stan was using.
I don't know.
Was he using P-mags?
That would be my guess, but I don't know.
Yeah. I kind of want to see it.
That makes sense that the magazine could be the issue, but I wouldn't have thought that would be the issue.
Yeah. Here's another thing that I wish I could just see it, because sometimes what I've done is I found that the gas ports and the gas blocks don't match up perfectly. Uh-huh. And so if you run it all the way up to the shoulder, it will cut off some of the gas.
Right.
And so what you do is you take calipers and you measure from the distance from the shoulder on the barrel to the gas port. Uh-huh. And then you compare it with the distance of
the back of the block to the
block
gas port.
to the gas port or the hole. Yeah. And if you do that, you can sometimes get a good idea of if it lines up right.
Yeah.
And then
there's also little plastic pins that you can get that slide in and line those up perfectly when you're assembling it, and then it drops out when you're done. I don't know what they're called, and I don't know where you get them.
So basically, useless information.
Yeah. No, look it up.
Google it.
But there is kind of a disposable aligning tool that you can use for that. I've never used one. I've seen people use them. It just seemed kind of pointless to me. I've never had the issue. So
yeah, I've also used levels depending on if the gas block is flat on the bottom. Then I turn it upside down and use a level to make sure it's like straight.
Interesting.
Yeah. But
okay,
there's all kinds of tips and tricks, but I just wish I could have it in my hands and test it.
Or according to Lee, you just Teflon it and then it'll run fine.
Oh yeah,
that's because he had the same issue and that's what he did, and voila.
Yeah. So Stan,
a little bit of
if you're listening, you're not, then you should Teflon the whole thing.
Yes, for sure.
Okay, and then the last one is from Matt, and he says, this episode, he was talking about the last one with you and Stan.
Yeah.
He said, was like the Masters tournament of podcasting. And then he also says, hopefully NOE stocks the fridge with Ensure.
Yeah. There is some V8 in there, we noticed.
Yeah, I wonder whose that is.
It's got to be some old man, but it's not me.
Dude, I like V8.
I use it in my chili. Makes a good base for your chili.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd guzzle a V8, but it's probably Al storing his lunch drink.
Probably.
And then we drink it all up, and he's like, who's been drinking my drink?
He'd kick us out and tear our billboard down.
Yeah.
Cool. Is that all the listener feedback?
That is it for listener feedback.
So before we move on, we have a listener that needs to be thanked that didn't want to be recognized. So you know who you are when we say thanks for brightening our day and recharging us. It is much appreciated. Your gift package will go to good use.
Yes, indeed.
So
my calipers will last forever.
Yeah.
Thanks to you. So
awesome.
Thanks, man.
Yes, thank you. That was very cool.
I feel like I've been gone for
you have
forever.
You have.
I kind of have. So
let's do our news story. This one's kind of interesting, and then we'll get into what we did with guns.
All right.
So this took place in San Antonio. So a San Antonio man was at home late one night when his neighbor called seeking help because someone had broken into his home. That's when you know you have good neighbors. When you can call him instead of the police. Dude, somebody broke into my house. Come help me out.
Well, yeah. So, I mean, neighbor is minute away or seconds away.
True.
Whereas police are minutes.
True.
Yeah.
So the neighbor... gets a call from his neighbor, hey, somebody broke into my house, come help me out. The neighbor took up a rifle and went to his friend's aid. It's a good neighbor.
That is.
The kind of neighbors I like. Arriving at the residence and not knowing that the friend had fled the apartment, he knocked on the door. So he runs over to his neighbor's apartment with his rifle in hand, doesn't realize his neighbor, beat it out the back door while some dude's in there. He knocks on the door, which was answered by the burglar.
If you're a burglar, why would you knock on the door?
Robbing somebody. There's a knock on the door. Oh, I wonder who that is.
Hello.
The responding neighbor started calling for his friend and pushed open the door. At that point, the burglar drew a handgun and pointed it at the neighbor, who then shot the burglar 3 times, fatally wounding him.
Jeez.
Yeah. So, coming to your neighbor's aid, that guy owes his neighbor a ton.
Oh, yes, he does. Especially because he called for help and then he books out of there.
And runs away.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, leaving him to
Yeah.
That's messed up.
That something's not right.
He's gonna owe him free barbecue for a month.
For the rest of his life. Yeah, because now he's got to live with, I killed somebody.
Yeah.
Which, I don't care who you are, that's not an easy thing to live with, regardless of the circumstance. But,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy that the burglar opened the door.
Well, he's probably not the brightest guy based on his choice of employment.
True.
But yeah, I found that rather interesting that he opens the door. And he didn't doesn't sound like he opened it wide. He maybe cracked it open. The guy realizes this is not who's supposed to be in here.
Yeah.
And so he pushes his way in, at which point
the guy pulls the gun
comes out and then it was
the rifle ends.
Yeah. It's oh, you brought a handgun to a rifle fight.
Yeah.
So, interesting story.
That is.
I would be curious to know what our listeners think about that. Would you call your neighbor to come help you and then beat it out the back door? Would you...
Well, I guess, if...
Most of our listeners are going to shoot the guy themselves.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
I guess if you're the guy in the home and you're in the home when someone comes in and you're like, hey, help, I need help. Someone's coming in my house.
Yeah.
And then you have a chance to escape
That's what he should do.
But you should call your neighbor and say, hey, I got out or something. I don't know. But it's all probably happened in seconds.
Right.
So.
And we don't know, this guy may not be a gun owner. He may not have had that opportunity to defend himself like that. Knew his neighbor was. I have neighbors that I could see doing the same thing.
Oh, I have lots of neighbors here.
That oh, you got guns, come help me,
Yeah.
And of course neighbor calls, you always help.
Yeah.
But
you gotta be really careful though.
Yeah, that's a scary situation. I had a situation. If you've been listening to the series of different podcasts that I've been on over the years, you remember I had a drug dealer living next door for many years. He really was he was a nice kid, he's just screwed up. Well, we, as an entire neighborhood, and there were 2 other houses that were problems, and we actually had a meeting with the narcotics cops in our area, and 40 neighbors showed up to look. These are the houses. This is what's going on. We're watching it. We know what's going on. What do we need to do to shut these people down? And they're basically what came out of it was, you call us with anything and everything that you see, regardless of how minor it may actually be, because our presence in the neighborhood more often is going to drive them nuts. And ultimately, that's what drove them all out. We don't have the issue anymore. In fact, my personal criminal defense attorney lives next door to me now in that house.
Oh, nice.
But one day, my neighbor across the street gets called out by this kid next door to me. I'm sick of you guys calling the police on me all the time. And they're nose to nose in the street, screaming and yelling, and I'm standing on my front lawn and I'm just going, okay, I don't want to have to shoot this kid. But if it comes to it, I'm going to defend my neighbor, the good neighbor.
The good one.
Right. So I basically sat there and I had my gun on my hip, and that's where it stayed the whole time. And I was enough away from it that I wasn't involving myself in the altercation, and it got to a point where I'm like, okay, I just need to call the police. And so, and I have dispatch. I'm not calling 911. I'm calling the dispatch and just saying, hey, and it's like, you know where I am, and you know where I'm calling from. I've called you many times. I'm like, hey, this is just getting out of hand. I'm afraid it's going to come to blows. Can you send somebody? And yep, we'll get somebody right over there. A couple cops rolled up before anything happened, and you know, nobody went to jail this time. But yeah, you watch out for each other. And, you know, I made sure that I wasn't going to inject myself and put myself in a position where maybe then I had to draw my gun and defend myself as well as others. But I was in the position where, if needed be, I could have easily done that.
Yeah, and also, you know, if you can, it's always nice to help de-escalate.
Right, yeah. And the reason I didn't step over to try and do that is because I didn't want to... I didn't want to put myself in a situation where, you know, now I'm having to defend myself.
Yeah.
So that, again, watch out for each other.
Yeah, Jason lives on the sketchy part of town.
No, really. You know what? There are several people on my street, and these are people that are all older than I am. They are living in the houses that they grew up in. That's my neighborhood is an old neighborhood that people don't want to leave because it's so nice. But it's probably on the what would be considered like the starter home price level.
Oh yeah.
You know, because these houses were built in the 50s, early 50s.
We
and
that's like our neighborhood too.
Yeah. And so because of that, sometimes you get people that are buying or renting a house that, you know, have ulterior motives for how they want to run their business. And, you know, but we've done a very good job of driving those people out, and they don't feel welcome anymore.
Yeah.
And we've came together as a community to make that happen, and that was really cool.
That is cool.
So, what did we do with guns? So this is what I did with guns this week, because I covered 2 weeks last time.
All right.
Just a little bit. So let me look at my notes. I picked up a Holosun 507K for the P365 XL.
Nice.
Yeah.
And he brought it, and I've been looking at it.
It's not sighted in. I still have not shot it.
It's like way
off.
not
I know.
Sighted in.
I know.
That dot needs to go to the left.
I know.
A lot.
Yep.
If you're aiming at a guy really close, if you're aiming at his face, you probably shoot his ear off.
Take an earlobe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I noticed the same thing. That's okay. I also, because that is a 10 round, I drilled out the detents that stopped the follower, and now it's a 12 round magazine, even though it stops at 10. The numbers stop at 10. I already tested it. 12 rounds, moved smoothly through it.
That's interesting. So was it limited for 10 because of like legal reasons?
Because it's a California model.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
I was going to say, otherwise I wouldn't modify magazines.
No.
Because
no.
springs are designed for a certain...
Right.
Yeah.
That the way that gun is designed, those magazines are designed, those are 12-round magazines with the same spring, same follower, everything is exactly the same except they only number it to 10, and basically they press in, they put little detents in on both sides, so they bend the metal in to make little tabs so that the follower or the rounds or whatever it is, when it gets down to a certain point, stops, and you can't put the last 2 rounds in. Other than that, it's exactly the same. You want to know what's really interesting about that? Is a guy just brought me a gun to make him a holster, and I popped the magazine out, and he did the exact same thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So he had researched how to like...
10-round mag and drilled it out, and he put a mag and grip extension on it too, so he's got even more than what it would have normally taken. But I thought that was kind of funny that I had just done the exact same thing that week, and that gun comes in with the same setup. I had a buddy come in. He wanted a sheath made for his dive knife, and we were talking about things. I was showing him my AR-45 pistol.
Oh yeah, have you shot that much?
Not a ton. I've shot.
You just haven't shot much at all.
I haven't. I really haven't. Other than the air guns. The air guns get out fairly frequently, but yeah. So anyway, I was showing that to him. He's like, "Oh, that's really cool." And he was telling me, he's like, "Yeah, I've been on the waiting list for this AR pistol online, and finally I got an email saying it was available." And I thought, "No, it won't be available when I go click on the link." He's like, "And it still was." And he like waffled back and forth, and he finally didn't do it. And I said, "Oh," I'm like, "How much was it?" This is a guy. He's got very deep pockets. At least he has had very deep pockets, and he likes nice stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh, how much was it?" He's like, $3,000. And I went, "Geez." I'm like, "What caliber was it?" He's like, "It was 300 blackout." And I'm like, "Come here." We walk around the corner, and I show him all my parts sitting there. I'm like, "This is a 300 blackout pistol that I have been meaning to put together. Like, if you want it,
it's yours for $3,000."
Yeah, no. I sold it to him. I kind of got this to put together to sell to finance tires for the 4Runner.
Oh.
And so I actually sold it to him for less than what I was going to sell it for, and that I know I could have sold it for.
Yeah.
But then I "Oh, you want the bolt Teflon coated?" And I was showing him how the difference that makes. "Oh, yeah, do that." And when I took it down there, I just brought the whole thing, and I called him. I'm like, "Dude, you want it Cerakoted and do this and that?" And he's like, "Yeah, let's." I'm like, "What color do you want?" So
you got like the black ice treatment.
Yep, it's getting the whole black ice treatment done to it, and then he'll pick it up in a couple of weeks.
Oh, that's cool.
But that was cool. I was glad I could, because honestly, this is probably going to be a better gun than the one he was looking at, and they were just gouging the crap out of him.
Yeah.
Because,
well, it's a good thing you didn't buy it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
$3,000.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this one's got a nice, like, 3-pound drop-in trigger. And anyway, I think that's about all I did. I had every intention of finishing my drop leg holster for my XDM, my 10 millimeter.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been molded and sitting on my bench for 2 weeks, and it's still sitting there because I left early to go ride my bike.
Well.
But anyway, what did you do, Taco?
So speaking of holsters,
That's a fine-looking specimen in your hand.
It is. I need to do a video on it, or actually, I can't upload any videos right now.
I've been naughty, haven't you?
Yeah, naughty years ago. So YouTube, man, they must have hired like a whole nother, I don't know, group of anti-gunners to like report videos or something, because I had like 3 or 4 videos deleted in the last little bit, and then I have a channel strike, so I can't upload videos for like.
So how old were the videos that they deleted?
It's
Had
like
they been on
4 years ago or something.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's like old stuff. That was really cool though. They deleted my 600 grain 458 SOCOM video.
I actually watched that. Was that the one where you're shooting milk jugs? Or is that
It was the one
one?
where I showed how to make the ammo.
Well, if you would stop participating in terrorist activities.
I know, terroristic.
Yeah.
Causing all the people to be terrorized by showing them how to safely melt lead and pour it into a fine NOE bullet mold.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
because that's
lame.
Well, that's how the terrorists work.
Yeah, they all use cast bullets. We all know that the gangsters.
It's so you can't trace them.
Yeah, they can't trace it to like the one guy who makes videos on it. Like, this is my favorite color. I like glass clear mixed with this and this.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So yeah, I'll do a video on this. This is cool. So I got a new holster, drop leg holster for my CZ P10F.
Yep.
And if I had it earlier, I would have taken it with me.
I've had that done for almost 3 weeks.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I would have come picked it up.
I told you it was done.
You didn't. Read
Where's
your text.
my phone?
Read your text.
I'm going to.
Yeah, read your text. Yeah, I would have picked it up.
I swear I told you.
You probably meant to, but then
I brought it.
Old man brain.
I brought it when we were recording.
I texted him.
Taco's not here. Well, I guess I'll take this holster back home with me then.
Yeah, right. If you brought it here, you could have left it, because I'm always over here picking up stuff.
Oh, you'll come here when we're not recording, but when we have to record, you're somewhere else.
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess I should explain where I was, right?
Sure.
Yeah. So oh man, it's been crazy.
You've been all over
I've been all over the place.
All over the desert.
So, I was working crazy hours, like 18-hour days or whatever. Like, the project just went horrible. You know how I predicted it was going to be horrible? It was, like, worse or, like, equally.
Well, you predicted that on the last big change, and it went perfectly smooth.
Ish.
Yeah.
It was okay. But this one, like, everything I said that would go wrong, it kind of did. So, yeah. Anyways, so I've been working, like, crazy hours, and then I finally got a chance to get out of the house because I've been working from home, and I got to take the boys, the young men's group, the scouts, to the Ding and Dang Slot Canyons.
So outside of Goblin Valley.
Yeah, we went to Goblin Valley, and man, I was like having so much fun at Goblin Valley the night before. I was jumping from all the little. I felt like Mario, you know, when you're jumping on all the mushrooms.
Noises going through your head.
Yeah. Anyways, maybe I'll have to get some Mario music and then
make a
video clip of like me jumping from those little stone mushrooms. But yeah, anyone who's never seen Goblin Valley before, it looks like you have like just stepped onto another planet.
Yeah,
like it is so bizarre,
incredibly unique landscape. In fact, they filmed a movie there.
It says Galaxy Quest.
Galaxy Quest.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
If you have not seen Galaxy Quest, you have not lived. Just saying.
Yeah. That one, I can't watch that one. It's so stupid.
It's hilarious.
It's so dumb. Anyways, so we did Goblin Valley, and then we did Ding and Dang Slot Canyons and did some canyoneering. And that was quite the experience for the boys.
We had some young
ones, and I was worried about it being too much for them.
Yeah.
And it was borderline too much.
You beat that out of them?
We stayed out of the news, and so everything was good.
Good.
Yeah. So, yeah, there was slot canyon, hiking, a little bit of ropes, but not
nothing crazy.
Yeah, there's this one part that all the boys said it was like on Star Wars. It's like where they're executing Luke or something, and he that pit, the sand pit. Yeah.
With the thing that teeth down at the bottom.
Yeah, that thing that digests them for thousands of years or whatever.
Because you wouldn't starve to death before that.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But yeah, so there was this one part where there was this pit, but instead of sand, it was like stone. So if they would have fallen, they would have died probably.
Yeah.
And then they had to climb up a rope, like up this rock wall that was right next to the pit. So they all called it the Star Wars.
Star Wars scene.
Yeah. But
I was thinking when Luke and Leia swinging.
Yeah, we didn't have to do that.
Oh, that's too bad.
But yeah, there's I think one of the kids. Yeah, I won't say his name, but yeah,
you traumatized him.
Yeah, he was. I was talking to him afterwards, and he's like, "Yeah, man, I was so scared we did. It's called stemming, where you kind of." You
got an arm and a leg on two opposing walls.
Yeah, you can either do like a butt scoot where your butt is against the other wall and your feet are on the other side, or you can do hands and feet.
Right.
But yeah, it freaked him out so bad that he told me. He said, "Yeah, man, that freaked me out so bad. I peed my pants." I'm like, "Wait, really?" And he's like, "Yeah, man, I was so scared I peed my pants." So
I didn't know that really ever happened.
I didn't think people pee their pants when they got scared. I didn't think that was a thing.
Yeah.
I thought it was just something people say.
Yeah.
I almost peed my pants.
Yeah.
But apparently it's a real thing.
Huh. Good thing you had to trudge through waist deep water.
I didn't go in any water, but he did, and he probably rinsed out his shorts. But didn't tell the other boys.
Probably good thing you didn't.
Yeah, anyways, so you guys, if you want to see kind of what it looks like, you can search videos on Ding and Dang.
Ding and Dang.
And that was...
Cool area.
It was awesome.
We were down there years ago. We had a rock slide come in on top of us. That was pretty scary.
Yeah.
But nobody got hurt. We all dodged it, but...
Nice.
You know it's a good trip when you almost die.
Yeah.
And you didn't
don't. If no one gets hurt,
if you didn't almost die, the trip was a waste of time. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I tell you though, man, no matter how much you try and prepare, like 11 and 12-year-old boys, it's like one kid forgot water. one kid sat in the sand and refused to move, and we just like started picked him up and just started dragging his feet. And then until he realized it was easier just to walk.
Yeah.
But
that's funny.
Yeah, good times. And then we celebrated. My wife and I celebrated our 20th wedding anniversary.
Congratulations.
So we haven't
talked about anniversary guns. Did you actually buy anniversary guns?
Yeah, so I got one. I only got one. It was
and are you stopping?
I got it from Carl, but I'm +1 right now. So I'm net 7 or whatever, so I need to ditch something, sell something.
Okay.
But so I got his Browning high power.
Yeah.
So
but I thought you were going to get some kind of matching duo.
Yeah, I thought so, but for some reason I ended up buying like a bunch of things like right during that time. Came across the right deals and stuff. Yeah, so anyways.
So is the high power hers then?
I should give it to her and say, hey, this is yours. and I still need to get it engraved though. Oh. For like 20th anniversary or something. But cool. So we went to Zion's National Park and we crossed off Angel's Landing from my bucket list.
Nice.
So for those of you who have...
Is it as intimidating as people say it is? I have not done it.
Oh, it's incredible. I mean, but if you have issues? Any fear of heights, it would be long, slow torture.
Yeah.
I mean, it is... But the views are incredible.
Yeah.
It's just crazy that if you look to the right... And there's just a sheer cliff, like really high cliff.
Yeah.
And then you look to the left, and the same cliff.
Yeah.
So you're just walking on this, and you're not just walking.
Edge.
You're like climbing up rocks and stuff while there's like a cliff on each side of you.
Yeah.
And they have like chains that you hold on to so you don't fall.
Yeah.
But some parts don't have the chains, and so you just kind of... It's exhilarating, I will say.
Yeah.
But you'll have to... If anybody is wanting to do that hike, then wake up super early and start before everyone else because it's a very... Zion National Park is pretty crowded these days.
It's super crowded, yeah.
I think. And we talked to... Well, we took the pictures for a group of guys, and they were from Slovenia.
Yeah.
Yeah. People all over the world go there, and it's to do that hike.
Yeah.
So anyways.
We are blessed in Utah to have some of the most unique and spectacular landscapes.
It is.
Awesome.
It's crazy because in the last...
Don't move here.
Yeah.
Just stay where you are. You can
it's okay to visit. Yeah.
Don't move here.
So my wife and I are trying to hit all 5 national parks.
Oh, nice.
On one park pass.
I think Utah has more national parks than any other state.
I don't think so.
No?
I think California has...
National parks?
Yeah. Because they got the redwoods and...
But some of those aren't national. I think some of them might be national monuments and stuff like that. I could be wrong.
Yeah. We have a lot. 5 is a lot for one
Ours
state.
Ours are better than theirs.
Maybe. I don't know. I've not been there.
I have. That's where I grew up.
Oh, so. Okay. Yeah. So anyways, we're trying to hit all 5 national parks. And so we've done 4 out of the 5.
See, here's my problem. I've lived in Utah now for little over 30 years, I think. And every time I think about it, I think, man, I've lived here for so long and I've never been to Zion or whatever. And then I go and I'm like, this sucks. There are so many people here.
Yeah.
I should have just gone to Disneyland.
Yes. Okay.
So, because I like the desert. I spent a lot of time in the desert. I like the landscape. I like the canyons. I like all that. I just don't want to be around all the people. That's why I bike pack. We'll go ride for 4 days through the desert and see 5 people.
I totally understand that. That's one of the reasons why we did Ding and Dang instead of Little Wild Horse.
Yep,
because
exactly.
The parking lot was full. I guess parking area, yeah. And then Ding and Dang was like...
You probably didn't see anybody else there.
We came across a few groups, but not bad.
Yeah.
But for Angel's Landing, that hike... And I'm going to try and upload a couple short video clips just to show the view and stuff.
Yeah.
But on Instagram and maybe YouTube. But it's breathtaking. I will say when you're that high in the air, and nothing's keeping you from falling other than you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, just standing there, like,
Uh-huh.
it's crazy. But, yeah, we woke up at 5 in the morning or something like that
Wow.
so that we could bike to the Angel's Landing trailhead.
Oh, do you bring bikes with you? Or do you
Yeah.
rent them when you were there?
So we realized that my bike totally sucks and I need a new one.
I can help you with that.
Yeah.
Except there are no bikes.
I know.
But
and
I can still
I
help
won't
you
need
with
another one until next time I need one.
that.
Right?
Yeah.
I should have taken my daughter's bike. It's like way better than mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, hers is actually pretty nice. So, anyways, gun wise, well, that's what I've been doing.
So now we
Mike.
know what you didn't do with
Yeah.
guns.
Although, in the last couple weeks
Mm-hmm.
that I've been gone, I have cast my weight in bullets. And
Not
now-
surprising.
And I'll probably try and take a picture of this and throw it on Instagram. But it's funny because we were talking about it on this episode. I have 2 of the taco bullets. One is powder coated over the gas check, and one is powder coated under the gas check, or the gas check's put on top. And then I was playing around with some chrome colored powder coating
Yeah.
and did some. It looks pretty sweet. It's like
Yeah.
a chrome colored bullet, so
Yeah.
like a silver bullet. But yeah, I cast a bunch of 45s, 9s, and 30 cals, and just yeah.
I still need to come over and load for my Mauser.
Oh yeah,
It's all. I had it here last week. You could have seen it.
yeah. I bought a new trigger or triggers,
Yeah.
and I'm thinking about throwing one in my stupid little AR-10 pistol.
Okay.
It is the rare breed FRT-15 trigger.
How did you find something so rare?
It is a mystery. Actually, I had to get it on Big Daddy Unlimited because it was sold out everywhere.
Huh.
These are the forced reset triggers.
What exactly does that mean?
It means when you pull the trigger,
It doesn't reset?
it resets no matter how hard you're pulling on it.
Okay.
So,
What advantage does that give you? I'm
so
trying
if
to
you pull the
understand.
trigger really hard
Uh-huh.
and keep pulling on it,
Uh-huh.
brrr,
Oh.
yeah. So we'll see how long those stay around.
Interesting.
We'll have to go test that out.
I'm not sure how that got through, but
It's because you have to pull the trigger every time.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's,
Interesting.
yeah. Maybe I'll do a little slow-mo video of it or
It'll
something.
get banned.
It will, probably.
You'll get a knock on your
Yeah.
door
I'll get the...
while a black helicopter circles your house.
Yeah. So I only bought one. One. Not 2. Yeah. All right. And the other... I went shooting with my dad. My dad came in town
nice.
to help... My parents came in town to watch our kids while we went down to Zion.
Wow, you made your babysitters drive from 3 states over
Yeah,
to
yeah, I
babysit
did.
for
Yeah,
you.
I did. No, and they wanted to go hang. Well, my dad really wanted to go out to that property that they bought.
Oh, the
out.
one that where
It's
you
in
guys,
the mountains and
where
stuff.
you had your murder spree.
No, a different place.
Oh,
Yeah, this one was out by Fruitland or Duchesne in the mountains.
okay, yeah.
And so we actually hiked the day before I went hiking in Zion.
Uh-huh.
And then hiked again the next day. So, anyways,
Wow.
I feel like I have hiked so many miles in such a short amount of time.
Huh.
But yeah, we took our guns out there too. We hiked, and then I took some steel targets, and I went simple. You should be super proud of me. Dude. Like I took three guns.
No way.
Yes, I
don't
only
believe-
took 3 guns.
I need proof. I need evidence.
And I didn't take any video. It was like pure relaxation
Yeah.
shooting. Yeah, 3 guns, and I didn't even have to clean them.
How many steel targets did you take?
I even went simple on that. I think I
Wow.
only took like 6.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh?
So,
I'm impressed.
yeah, it was. You
You're-
should be
you're
impressed.
growing up, Taco.
Yeah.
Right before our eyes.
So I took my Beretta 51,
Oh, yeah.
and I put a lot of rounds through that old metal gun.
Uh-huh.
Single stack, odd little Beretta 92 predecessor.
Yeah? How'd you like it?
I like it, man. I shoot it really well.
Cool.
If it wasn't for the stupid mag release on the bottom of the
bottom
grip,
of the grip.
yeah,
Yeah.
that and the magazines being limited in capacity than
Yeah.
single stack.
Because, I was going to say, it's a
Yeah, I shoot it really well, and I probably shot 300 or 400 rounds of 9mm. I was just relaxed, having a good time.
Nice.
So I shot that one, and then of course, the CZ P10F. That is quickly becoming a favorite 9mm handgun.
They've had one. I sold that to you. I sold it to you because I was like, I'll just get another one. They've had one at discount. I could have had one, but I bought those 2 SIGs instead.
Oh, yeah.
And the more I think about it, I want the C. The P10C is more...
That's a concealed carry type gun.
They make the S also, which is smaller than the C.
Yeah.
The C is like a Glock 19 size. Which, yes, it's still a good
like
concealable gun, but it's, yeah. So,
yeah.
And that's what my son has and absolutely loves.
So this holster that you made is for that, the P10F.
Mm-hmm.
I just shoot it really well. I like it. It shoots nice.
Fantastic.
I have no complaints about it. It has like a pretty aggressive grip.
Yeah.
Easy to hold on to. Low bore access.
And it's nice and thin.
Yeah. And it's double stack. It holds 1,000,000 rounds.
Yeah.
Like, what is it, like 20 rounds?
20-round magazine.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So anybody who's looking for like just a full-size gun for shooting and stuff, P10F, man, that thing is awesome.
The CZ,
it's nice and smooth.
Yeah, and they're very different. So for me personally, I know you've got like the 45 CZ.
Oh yeah,
is
the
it
97
the SPO1?
No, the 45 is a 97.
So, and you really like those.
Oh, that thing is super smooth too.
For me personally, and they're fantastic guns. I wouldn't buy one of those just because the trigger is really far out there.
Oh, okay.
And I've got smaller hands.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm not going to buy one of those just because it doesn't fit my hand. It just doesn't work for me. They're striker fired, the P10 series. Those are fantastic.
Yeah.
And as many Glocks as I've owned in my life, and I have no issues with Glocks. I think Glocks are great. I would buy a CZ P10 over any Glock in a heartbeat.
I think they feel better.
They feel better, and I think they shoot better.
I think they shoot better too. Okay, so even if you're to compare like that Glock, like a 45 cal Glock, and I mean there's no comparison, right? And my CZ97, no comparison.
Yeah, but that's kind of like trying to compare a 1911 and a Glock. They're not even in the same.
They both are double
realm.
Stacks. They're both 45s.
But
one just is way nicer.
But one's also got a single double trigger.
True.
Which is
a hammer.
Very different. Yeah. Very different. You can't compare a hammer
to a striker
fire.
Yeah. But
and it's an all steel gun versus a polymer gun. They're just two different. It's comparing apples and oranges in my opinion.
Yeah. But I do have the CZ75 SPO1, the all metal
Same.
or not striker, but the hammer. Yeah. Double single.
Fantastic guns.
That's a great gun too.
I won't ever buy one.
But I feel like I like the P10F even better.
Because strikers are better than hammers.
I like hammers. I like revolvers.
Apparently not. You like the P10 better.
Yeah, it just shoots really well.
They're good. They're super fantastic guns. They shoot smooth. Yeah.
So I got a package with a fart extractor.
A fart extractor?
A fart extractor. And so I have so many pictures I need to take to share.
I don't think anyone wants a picture of that.
Yes, this is made by Slowest Bro Industries.
Okay.
And it's the fart extractor. What it is made for the Frankfurt Arsenal rotary tumbler fart. And it goes on top of the lids. And it gives you leverage to help open the lids because those sometimes get stuck.
I just assumed you just attached a grocery bag to it and kind of sat on it.
Sat on it. So yeah, anyways. So if anyone is curious about that, you can always.
I was gonna order one for Stan, but now that you told me what it's for, there's no point.
Yeah, I wonder if Stan doesn't have one of those rotary tumblers, does he?
No, but he does need a fart extractor.
Yeah, he does. So, anyways, shout out to the Slowest Bro who sent this to me. He actually sent me a couple.
Wow.
I'm gonna either give one away on the podcast for 100th episode, or maybe on my video.
We are creeping up on 100.
Depends if they delete my channel or not. But yeah, that's. But yeah, maybe that'd be cool to do a fart extractor giveaway for the 100th.
Sure.
So.
Sure.
Yeah, so stay tuned for the 100th
Yes.
episode.
If you have any ideas for us on the best way to give away swag for our 100th episode, feel free to email us at concealedtacodudes@gmail.com.
Yeah, and if you have any comments or feedback, listener feedback, feel free to send us an email.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Topics, what do you want us to talk about? We can talk about anything. We are so knowledgeable that we can make up anything.
All right, we've gone way over time.
Yeah.
So until next time,
Thanks for listening.
stay safe, have fun,
Be nice.
take someone's shoe.
Take your meds. I've been ready.
Okay,
I'm
make sure
waiting
there's
for
no
you.
pens or pencils
I threw
in
my
your
pen
hands.
over there.
I was gonna say because you said it wasn't like you tapping and stuff. It totally was you tapping because I heard you go.
It was Stan. There was two old men here. I cannot be to blame for all the noises in the last episode.
All right, ready?
Sure.